Well, hello there. This is Shiva. I'm going to be starting the stream very quickly. I've had a lot of problems with OBS. I tried to start the stream at the scheduled time, and OBS just kept crashing. So I wasn't able to do that. And this is sort of a makeup stream. I'm sorry for people who did go to that stream and couldn't find it. OBS was just being an absolute pain in the ass. Um, you know, I guess these things happen. Anyway, this is about ready to start here, and I'm going to probably need to take a couple of breaks here. This has not been a very good health day for me, unfortunately. So sometimes this stuff happens, and then on top of that, my girlfriend, who's away in California right now, by the way, she's having a great time. Great weather down there, and it's absolutely freaking wet and chilly and a bit miserable up here. But anyway, she may actually decide to phone me instead of sending me an email. And that's fine, but because this was kind of a spur on the moment kind of thing. So we'll see what happens with that. So I may have some interruptions. And oh yeah, my adult son may be coming out of his room soon to eat, despite the fact that he only ate about an hour and a half ago, and it was a massive amount of food. But he eats and eats and eats, and he eats some more. So what I'm going to do first is make sure that this is actually working. So we'll see how this is doing here. Yeah, it does look as if it's working. Okay, that's great. And my chat appears to be working, even though I don't expect anybody to actually show up. But hey, you never know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cleanup here. I should mention the very first thing here is these big buildings are absolutely useless in the sandbox mode. The only thing that happens is the cargo ship lands here. Instead, oh my goodness. Can you believe that? Oh, this is just, oh my goodness, this is just one of those horrible days with things not working today. I'm wondering if there's something going on in my computer or something. And to make matters worse, I can't stop. Can I? Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait until this goes in. I'm gonna take a break, then I'm gonna reload the game, and then we're going to try it again. Come to think of it, this happened last stream I did of this too, didn't it? Yeah, maybe. Okay, now, are we actually going to work this time? Let's go. Let's begin. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to go streamer mode. I wonder if that will help. There is apparently a streamer mode. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to find my my save file. No, it's right here. So I don't think I've actually lost all that much. This game sometimes, it's can be fun, especially once you get past the first 4 hours in sandbox mode, and once you get things going, then the game starts becoming well a little bit more fun. But geez, it just seems that I just come across one bug after another. It just seems to be I seem to be a bug magnet, to say the least. And though it has crashed about 3 times since I've had this game, of course it's naturally crashed when I'm actually recording. So, you know, yeah. Okay, where was I? First off, let's just check to make sure that there is nothing that's being built that shouldn't be built. Okay, we are going to start you. Invalid logistics way from. Okay, wow, that is not great. Is that showing up on the thing? Yep. Invalid logistics way from something to virtual storage scene actor output storage agency. Okay, yeah, this game is kind of screwed, isn't it? This may be a very, very short live stream, no matter what. Disable. Let's increase the UI scale to as well, just a little bit, because I'm having some problems. Continue. Come on, continue. I really hope we don't get to see that through the entire game. But if the developer actually sees this, well, hey, guess what? There's yet another bug that that you can add. Okay, so let's start with this. This guy here. Every time he turns on with power, he sucks all of the power away from downstairs. No matter what I do, no matter how much power I build, and I am grossly overpowered. So the very simple solution is very simple. Just build its own power supply, which is exactly what I've done, and I've disconnected it from the main line. Other than that, it's got to be the most useless thing that I've ever seen. Maybe once the actual version comes out that there's going to be an actual use for it, but I really don't see any use other than the fact that you don't have to manually select where you want a cargo pod to drop if you are getting the delivery, and it becomes this becomes completely redundant when you have this, and you can't actually delete either building. And you know what? To the same point, this guy here too as well, because he's storing stuff. My drones are not actually delivering any of it. I would like more rare earth minerals. I want all my rare earth minerals to go downstairs in storage for the factory there. Apparently that doesn't work unless you guys are actually taking it. I hope you guys are taking rare earth stuff. And boy, oh boy, they seem rather slow today, don't they? See how fast these guys are moving? Yeah, they're moving fast. My charging stations are fine. I got 2 here, which are not being used. Okay, but what I'm actually doing here, and as you can tell, is I'm building up resources here. And I'm especially trying to get more microcircuits. I have sold some stuff, but you know what I'm missing here? Money. I may be missing money. I don't know how much money I've got. Where the hell's my money? It's probably because... Yeah, it's probably because of the UI setting that I just made. Oh, that's... Yep, there it is. Okay, so the UI thing doesn't really work all that well, does it? Because everything goes off the screen. Well, it's a demo. It's free. This is one of the things that I guess you just have to expect. It kind of sucks though, but well, what can you say about it, right? Let's go back upstairs. Come on, go back upstairs. Oh, there we go. So here we go. Let's have a look. I've got my rover. What are we actually doing? We're actually moving to get some supplies. Okay, you're fine. What about you, Mr. Other Rover? Should we just that kind of sucks, isn't it? I haven't been very lucky with these ones. Scout Rover, investigate. Yeah, I might as well just continue to play the game. So, how much money do I have? I have 394,000. I don't have a lot of resources. I took a 150,000 coin contract that basically wiped my two main resources. I do have silicone, but the problem is the silicone is not actually um, giving me a lot of money here. So what do we got? We got 750. See, it only gives you that much, and that's kind of pathetic, to be honest. Oh, the other thing is always check to see what the prices are on certain things, especially on your rovers. He's at 48. And sometimes you can get a something like, say, silicone. He's only selling it for 48 a piece. That's kind of useless. And this is, well, yeah, again, the buy sell on this game kind of doesn't really work very well, does it? Boy, that little red thing is going to really piss me off, to say the least. Is it going to just stay there? It might just stay there, and that might just really, really annoy me. Okay, whatever. How about we just go to the main purpose of this stream? I'm going to try and build a new method here. Before, all of my stuff was downstairs, and it was going into boxes or being fed in from the factories and everything else into the sky elevators. But there is another way to do it, and that is to move the regolith up here and then take advantage and maximize every resource you have by processing it up here. But the first thing we need to do is we are going to get a elevator. And I have a feeling I'm going to need it up here. So we're going to put it up here just for now. There's a couple of ways to do this. You can have all of your guys pointed in one direction. I'm going to pause this. You can have your multi. You see, before I had it sort of going like this way, but it's actually easier to do, or also do it this way. So you can just have all of your resources all the way up, and then everything is on the same side, and then that makes it very easy to chain each one of your four main resources and combine all of them together into four main lines, one with each resource. You can do that pretty easily. The other way is if you should so happen to be next to a bunch of boxes, and it's always best to point this to which box. So imagine there's boxes on my right hand side, and one box is for silicone and one is for aluminum. Well, there you go. Then you can do that. But if those boxes on the right side are, say, iron ore and titanium, well, then you just flip it around. So whichever way you want to do it. But I am going to try one method first, and that is I'm going to do it like this. The problem is the elevator is all of my power's on this side, and that kind of sucks because I didn't really think about it. And my boxes are there too as well. So it's kind of a decision about what I want to do because to be honest, I really didn't leave myself a lot of room with that sky elevator, did I? But okay, so what we'll do is we'll just let's build some conveyors. there's one right there. You can put them out a little bit. I'm going to try to not build them all by accident like I usually am, because I end up deleting a lot of them. We could, in fact, do it this way. And put them all the way across and then have the factories all the way down. Because that would actually work a lot better, wouldn't it? Then that way we can just move all the, we can split our factories onto 2 different sides. And the only thing that we would need to do is take a conveyor belt. I don't know if that's going to be enough room. Let's see. Down. Okay, yeah, that's the right way. Do you, and let's jump you over a little bit more. There's 2. Let's add 1 for good luck. There's 3 there. 1, 2. So what we do is we then go down here. It can be a little awkward sometimes with this, right? It's just, now my eyesight isn't as good as what it used to be, but sometimes I do have problems with this, and sometimes the controls seem to have a little bit of a mind of its own, and it's kind of weird, but you know, that's just the way it is. I left about a free gap, didn't I? Yeah, I left a free gap. So there's that, and then we'll just connect those up because I will forget if I don't. We'll do the same with this one. So we can sneak one directly across. We can sneak a conveyor like that. And we can sneak the other conveyor because we've got 4 nodes. So why not? Got 1, and we got 1 spare. So we can just do it like that. And then this guy can just go right into you. And then these 3 other ones, all having resources, can go to a multi-regolith. And then what we do is and then since we have everything jumped out, makes things easier because here is my resources for aluminum. So I can build my, well, why don't I just build it? Isn't that a good idea? Smelting furnace? Anybody? So, is that going to connect? Well, we'll do it anyway. 1, there's 2, right? And then you can do 2 at the above. Now, the one thing I should mention is if you do all of your speeds and your upgrades, and you upgrade the conveyor to say a conveyor 2, I'm only using 1s right now because conveyor 2s are like 900 a piece, while conveyor 1s are only 300, and I don't want all of my money to go away. But if you upgrade everything, you can actually supply a lot more smelters and factories, right? Not just 1, but you can do multiple ones. Now, just remind you of of what I did before. We put a bulk storage in here, so we can supply 4, And then we just sort of very simply work. As I said, this is still in pause mode, and yeah, I know these are in array, but there would be one on this side. There would be 1.5 on this side, and there would be another one on this. Oh, geez, you know what? I think I've done that again. Let's make sure. Let's make double sure that I've got it facing the right side. There would be one on this side. I leave a little bit of space. One, two. So I have room for three of them. And if I didn't already use this particular area, there would be four. So I would actually be able to support four smelting factories. And then with this one, I would leave a little bit of a room because I may need, to run some conveyors over there, and that becomes very, very handy. And then there's my 4-4, the next one, and that would be right here. Then what I would do is I would just connect the conveyors or the dots. If you There's one in there. I misclicked. There's one in there, and then this would be connected. I don't need full, do I? Nope, don't need full. What the hell am I thinking? I'm just, you know. As I said before, I am not feeling well, and that really makes things even worse for me. So, it kind of sucks, but, that's just the way it is. So it's not perfectly straight. I know there are some people that get triggered by this, but I'm sorry. But you know what? That's just the way it is. What will happen is the regular comes in here, it goes into the underground conveyor, comes out here, goes along this conveyor, and goes into here. And what is really nice about these things is that these can be considered, you can use these as splitters. And also, if your production is slower than the supply of regolith, then this will store stuff. If you go past the demo whenever it's being released, there is a better storage area too as well. It's right there, large bulk storage. It doesn't actually cost all that much. I don't know how much he will store. This will store, I think this is about 200, isn't it? Something like that. So that's kind of cool. And also, and you can just do the same thing with this guy too as well. One. So it's not as pretty as some of the other what the professional gamers will do it, but you get the general idea. And the thing is, the only thing that you have to worry with next is connecting the supply lines. That's pretty easy to do. In fact, I probably would remove these sections and drop these underground conveyors as far as they will go, because I might actually need that little extra room. But it's possible that it will fit. So why don't we do that? Why don't we do a second one? See if this idea is correct. Was the way to do it, wasn't it? That's the free space. And again, we would just duplicate the way that it was before. Yeah, this is not really anybody that's new to this or new to me will know that I am not a professional operation. I never claimed to be a professional operation. And yep, I'm not very good at this, am I? And the thing with pauses is not actually costing me anything to build this. So, you know, not a big deal. So what we may need to do is do this. I kind of didn't really think that that was a great idea, but well, what the hell. There we go, we'll connect. We are not connected. Why did you do that? Yeah, and you deleted the other thing too as well, you stupid little bugger. Oh, sometimes this game does seem to have a mind of its own. And sometimes it's very hard to connect things with this game. But there, that's the way it's supposed to be. So what will happen is it will come from this node, come from this node. It will go underneath like the other one. Then it goes to a second one, and then it goes and connects to that. That's all it really is. Um, and I can tighten this up a little bit more in the build, but you're getting the general idea of exactly what I'm doing because this doesn't even need to connect. It's not as pretty as my last build, but it works, and it's actually quite a bit simpler than how I did it before. And I still have the benefits in that all my major resources are going to be end up being split into four, and then we'll just process them as we need them, right? So I believe this was, yeah, this was titanium. So in actual fact, I need two. I need a titanium here, and I need the titanium plates here, and I've got room. If I don't use this, I got room for a spare factory. I would normally put it on this side, but you know, I don't have that option because I'm already building something here. So, with the titanium, I don't need anything beyond that because this will be set to titanium. This one will also be set to titanium. And this one will also be set to titanium. And with this build, if I want to split free, if I have everything already upgraded and everything as fast as possible, this method, this should be able to handle 4 easily, maybe even up to 6 separate smelting filters. But for this example, we won't worry about it too much. All we would need to do is just to add the proper things like this. There's the one there. One there, and as usual, yeah, it sticks out a little bit. Oh well, what can you say? But that's exactly what I'm doing here. Come on, let's do that over again, Paul. Nope, nope, I did not want you to do that. And we should be working here, you dummy. It's not liking me one little bit. Okay, maybe this is too close. Sometimes there is room, but sometimes it just, I think it does it to be difficult because sometimes it's fine and sometimes it's not. Let's do this again, but let's move this a little bit down so maybe it will connect a little bit better because it really should do that. One, two, there's one. Really? It's not doing it. Must be another one of its. Uh, Sometimes you have to do sort of double click it and then you end up with this stupid thing. And oh, it's the way it is. Now it's doing that too as well. Yeah, you know, this is kind of an incredibly buggy program, to say the least. And the thing is, I try to avoid that because it actually slows the supply down. So what we're going to do is we are going to do this one more time. We are going to rebuild this one more time. This is not my fault. I know you would think I would be embarrassed about this, the fact that I have to keep building this. But the truth of the matter is this game has got some bugs and they need to be fixed. So we'll try this method. As I said before, we're on pause, so we can do this and make it, well, at least a little bit better looking. So I trigger as few people as possible with this build. I have a feeling that this is not lined up very well. I'm sorry if that really bugs you, but oh well. Yeah, you see, we're definitely having problems with the conveyors, because this should just work straight like that. See where my mouse is? But it's not doing it because I have no idea why. Is this upside down? This could be that I have built this one. Anybody ever tell you that this game is an absolute pain in the ass? Well, it is. Maybe I can build this a little bit better so people don't get upset at me. Somebody actually did get upset at me, believe it or not, because I wasn't building it the way he likes things to be built. So, I go, okay, whatever, mate. I mean, it's not that important, but, you know, to each his own. Yeah, it's building these stupid little these little, well, I guess they're really splitters, but to be honest, they just cause nothing but problems with the speed of the game. So we'll just do it like this. This is now apparently it's decided that it wants to behave. So who the hell knows? Okay, what will we do here? Let's try it with the rolling mill. How about we put it on this side? It's not great. Okay, 1, 2. Let's see if that's going to work. I know I've done that wrong. I want that one straight down, don't I? It's this one I want. Here we go. And then, of course, the resources would come out here, and they would go into a box, wouldn't they? So I'm going to use a big one. Reason why is because we got all of the we can use free for inputs and we can use free for outputs too as well. So you know that may come in handy. I don't really see any reason to do it that way, but hey, you know what? If it does work, great. Here we go. So there's my aluminum plates done. All you have to do is just set them, of course, but then, but you can't because they're not being set. We can do these guys again. Then we have to just put power to them all, and then we're good, right? And then these would be set to make plates, and then this guy would come out here. Actually, this would be close to perfect if it wasn't for. It's doing it again. Can you believe it? What the hell, game? There we go. There we go. And of course, if we didn't have these existing boxes in the structure here, then we could actually add a fourth one. If we have our production that fast and everything is upgraded and everything else, then yeah, you should be able to support 4 of the smelting furnaces and 4 of the secondary factories that make things like the plates or will make other things too as well, but mostly the plates. So that will work great. And then of course with the silicone, you could probably do 4 too as well here, and then you could have 4 of these smelting factories too as well, and then you can just send them all into one big box, or you can also be really greedy and chain them together. You know, this is really struggling with this today. I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah, there you go. So instead of over 2,000 storage, I now have 4,000 storage. And if you look at my existing contracts, they're asking for contracts that are in the thousands, some of them. Of course, I can't find one. Huh. Surprise, surprise. Oh, you see, look, 1,000. I've seen 2,000 once too as well. So this makes it great. You can really, yeah, 1,500 and 1,000. There's no way I have enough robots to be able to handle that kind of order. Even though they're at the fastest possible speed, I don't think they would be able to supply in time. I would need a lot more robots for something like that. And really, he's paying $100,000. It's okay. That's okay. These are just ridiculous. We have a 2C5000, so technically you would actually need room for a third one, and I don't know if they actually ask for more later on in the game. They may. Anyway, that's all the room that I have for him anyway. But so you can see that this is actually going to work. There are a couple of things that you have to plan out a little bit more. Most importantly, how you're going to put these guys. And these guys would start their factory over here, one here and then one here for each line. So all you have to do is just set the 4, and these you need 4 of them multi-regular. You need 1 for each of the major lines coming from underground, and then you would just sort of just loop all of the lines and then on this side together, and then you would build them over here. 1 here and then 1 over here. So you can see that it's a lot simpler. As I said before, not as nice as the original design, but it works. And one of the things with the underground conveyor, you can make this look a lot better if you had the ability that they have to be straight. They can't curve underground. It can only be straight by the looks of it. So that's kind of a shame. And the only thing you need to do is avoid using these as much as possible, because yeah, they do have a bad tendency to slow down the resources when they hit it. So just try to avoid using it. And if you only need like 2 factories, you can always route this one, get rid of this factory, remove the conveyor belt, and then just move the conveyor belt directly in there, and then it will just do those 2. So you can do that. So it works out pretty good. Other than that is the basic idea. I don't know if you really care about if I continue to build this. You've already got the general idea, and then afterwards we just route the boxes over closer to the spaceport. So I would actually change the boxes. For instance, this guy would actually connect up to this one, and of course I built it the wrong way. I should have put the rolling factory over there. Then I could have just connected this very simply to this one. It would have worked fine. and then the end one would have worked perfectly for the aluminum. So I sort of did it a little bit ass backwards. Oh well, what can you say, eh? Right? I just need to double check everything here. Make sure that this thing is actually streaming. Does appear to be streaming. Yep, we are streaming. Yay. This is actually going to be a very, very short thing because that's really all I wanted to talk about. I don't want to start the game because then my robots will start building all of this, and I don't want them to build all of this. To make matters worse, we've got this too as well. So anyway, as you can see, that is my basic idea. It needs to be neatened up a little bit, I guess, so that it doesn't trigger people, certain people when they look at it. As to the slag, well, the slag you can sell maybe 4,000 of your slag by the looks of it, and then the rest of it is just stuck in here. But you can actually put the slag out of there and just send it straight up from each one, then join them together, and then just have a line that goes over here and just have nothing but a whole crap load of storages and stuff like that. And you know what, same with your factories. One of the interesting things about this is that you can actually connect on factories that have slag, that produce slag as well, that you can actually connect one factory to another with a conveyor belt, and it will transfer the slag over from that factory to that, and then you can have a line that you can feed all the way up to your main slag line, and you can get rid of all of your slag, and your production never stops because your factory is too full of slag. On top of that, don't forget that we also have upgrades too as well, so we can really these guys also do have upgrades, so you can really pump out the stuff. In fact, I used regular conveyors in case I accidentally built all of the things, and they're only about 300 a piece. But I would actually recommend that if you have all of your science done, and it's all researched and everything, and you've got the money to buy the research, then use conveyor tubes, because conveyor ones will not keep up. But you really start pumping out the base resources here. And of course, we're not too sure exactly what the game will ask us to build next after the demo. For instance, things like the component factory requires iron bar and titanium. Microchips require silicone and the rare earth materials to make a microchip. You could easily do that by just adding, by going down and taking a look at where your resources are, where your mining areas are, and build an elevator there and just use some conveyors. Like, for instance, I have resources up here. I have resources up here that I'm not using. I believe there'll probably be some sort of resource area here that I can also use. I have a feeling that I might be able to fit 4 of them in, and which is exactly what the elevator will handle. Will be 4 nodes, and then you can just build it there. And if we're lucky, we will find what we're looking for. Like, one is silicone. Hey, look, there's a silicone right there. We're going to probably need iron, and I believe that's it right there. It's hard to see from this because it hasn't been actually uncovered yet. And I'm pretty sure there's got to be some more resources over here. So if we get really lucky, we may get titanium, and we may get a spare iron. And, then we'll be laughing. We'll be mass producing microprocessors. And I can tell you something right now, it's microprocessors. When you're getting towards the end of the demo, it's microprocessors you really want here, because they are the only thing that you can build that's actually worth the most money. Can I even find one. Oh, come on, give me a break. Anyway, there are a lot. Oh, here's one right here. See, you get 30, you got 60,000, but you know, you can actually get a lot more for them. It kind of depends. This is 100, that's 200,000 dollars. That's just big time. And you can always sell them. You don't get anywhere near as much money, unfortunately, for them. And I think that's a little bit unbalanced. I think it gives you too little money when you sell stuff. But, you know, there's no penalty for it either. So, anyway, that's everything that we need. So you see what the basic idea for the build is going to be. It's kind of spread out. It does look a little ugly, but you know, we can tighten it up. For instance, if I removed all of that, I'll probably be able to fit another one in here and then another one in here, and then you can kind of tighten up this area, make the conveyors you know, a little bit shorter and stuff. But you saw the problems that I had. And don't forget that we need to do another set here and another group here, and that's for these two lines. And then with the regolith, we can just sort of just send straight up there and just get rid of it all very easily by putting it off to the side. And on top of it, with everything faced like this, it's probably pretty easy to supply the spaceport. We can put the boxes in this area here, down here, and I think I left myself a little bit of room here. What's this guy? Oh, this is aluminum. Yeah, my drones are not really working very well, are they? Yeah, you see, I got this ages ago, and they still haven't retrieved it. There's nothing there. This guy's now on. Yeah, this guy's now on. Yeah, but I'm so grossly overproducing because of the power drain from this guy. So, just a reminder for this guy: build your own power supply, and if you have problems, build a power supply for him because they just take up way too much power. This guy's taking up 75. So, if you notice, there's a bit of power going there, right there already for him. So yeah, you know, you have to do that. And once you get your production mass produced, hopefully you'll start earning some serious money. But the problem is eventually you're going to sell them everything that you can produce, and then you're going to start running into requests for items that you can't produce, like, you know, these guys and these guys and these guys and that guy, and you know, you understand what I mean. The demo sort of, you can play this the sandbox mode, I think between 7 and 8 hours. If you've played a couple games beforehand, you should be able to do it in 7 and 8 hours. The first 4 hours are a bit painful in that it's a bit of a slog, but it then starts picking up. The thing with it is this game is a major micromanagement thing, but it's also that you are constantly going to have to keep building stuff. And what I just showed you is actually very simple. It does not take into account everything below that line. And as you can see, the developer has put in a lot of icons and a lot of question marks too as well. But this is all pretty much set up. So the amount of science with this research on this thing is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, look at all of that crap. And then on top of it, we got the social, and this is huge. Apparently, he wants you to be researching science for a good 100 hours, I guess, because that's a lot of freaking science. But other than that, yeah, so the build is not really set up for that yet because we don't actually know what's coming in the actual released version. We've only know what the demo will allow us to do. If you have the room, this build should be able to sort of handle it because this is your 4 basic resources kind of build. And if you need to build something like microprocessors and I forgot what was the other thing that you need to do, use multiple resources. I think it was components. Yeah, it was components. You can do that as an elevator, and then things like the carbon and the modular terminals and an assembler and a construction material thing. Maybe you can do a third elevator. Elevators are pretty cheap to build. It's really the conveyors that are the big cost. But if you think about it a little bit beforehand and plan out exactly what's the best way to do it while using the fewest amount of conveyors that you possibly can, it's not too bad. And of course, if you really plan this out properly from the beginning, you can have your spaceport or your little cargo terminal at least completely surrounded with boxes. When I played this, I hadn't actually built these two buildings, so I sort of screwed up a little bit because I didn't realize that they were that damn big and unfortunately that damn useless. If I had to go back to say episode 5, episode 6 is when I first built them, I never would have bothered to build them for the demo because they're kind of useless. I mean, you can use that instead of that. And this thing is just a cargo storage area that the drones seem to ignore more than anything else. So, what can you say, right? I really think that maybe this is a lot shorter stream than I thought it was going to be. There really isn't all that much left to talk about. And to be honest, I'm not even going to bother saving this thing. I'm just going to keep everything the way it is. And, and if the regular version comes out and if the developer fixes the bugs and actually releases a bug fixed demo, and I hope he is considering doing that because, to be honest, if you're playing this game, I'm pretty sure quite a few of you are coming away with deciding not to actually buy the game. So the developer has got to fix some of these bugs and tighten up some things here so that we have a good idea of what we're actually going to be buying. But at the present moment, it's not really a buy from my point of view. There's too many problems with this thing. The drone behavior is incredibly wonky and apparently goes right off the rails sometimes with a lot of people. I find the Sandbox to be incredibly slow paced and incredibly drawn out. I personally think that if this was another game like Factorial and stuff, you would be able to do pretty similar stuff in about 3 hours. Yet this has taken 7 because you spend a lot of time just sitting here staring at your screen waiting for stuff to be built or stuff to be done before you can go on to the next one. And the incredible amount of micromanagement in this game. I didn't realize that this isn't really a build or a factory game. It's more of a micromanagement kind of game. And I know that there are some people that really love to micromanage every single aspect of a game, but I find that it's just too much for me. I don't like to. I like to just play the game. I don't. I don't want to have to do spreadsheets and do graphs, planning out everything and setting a to-do list before I even play the game. That's like a couple sheets long of paper and all sorts of stuff. I'm just not one of those kind of people. I don't find games like that to be terribly fun. So I have decided that I am going to end the series on the Crust. There are certain aspects of it that are quite fun, but there are certain aspects of it that are not very fun to me. So I really don't think that I am going to be purchasing this game the way it is right now. I wouldn't mind purchasing it. It's not a bad game. It's got potential, but I can always play Factorial. Dyson Sphere, which is very similar to this, and in fact is way more complex. Games like that. I do have a lot of other builds. Astral Colony is another game. I really like that game. Things like, and even basic games. There's a game called One Military Camp. That's sort of kind of similar. And there are other games too, Planet Crafter, things like that. As well as, of course, my pinball stuff. We can't forget my pinball stuff. But to be honest, I have other games that are of a similar style, and this kind of just doesn't really stand out compared to the rest of them. So so that may be one of the reasons why I don't end up getting it. I really don't consider it to be really that special. It's a good game, especially if some of those bugs are fixed. Power supply problems, the drone problems, the conveyors seem to have a mind of its own. Little things like that. It does need some balancing, a little bit better balancing. The campaign is kind of too tough for a lot of people. And then on top of it, we're basically, swimming without a net here because the developer hasn't been very good at communicating some things that you really should know. So there's a bit of work ahead for the developer. He says he's going to release a proper version in the first quarter, and to be honest, I don't see it. I think it's more likely the second or even the third quarter before he is going to get this straightened out, so it becomes a decent game. It's one that I'm going to keep in my library. I'm just not going to be playing it again, I don't think. But I'll keep an eye on it. There may be something new to it that really makes me want to pay for it. The other thing is, I hope this is not very expensive because it's competing against a lot of other games that are very similar to this. And, if it's too expensive, I don't really see too many people buying it as much. I don't think this is the next Factorial, let's put it that way. Or even Dyson Sphere. Dyson Sphere is just incredibly, incredibly complex as a builder. And I know Factorial has this something about it going into space now and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, it's a lot, and the Crust is a long way from being in that kind of league. I wish the developers all the best, but at the present moment, my decision's my decision, right? And considering that I have a lot of other games, I've got Infraspace, which apparently may have actually fixed a couple of bugs that I've been having in the game, so I may have to have a quick look at that. But at the moment, I'm going to start a new series on Outpath, and if you enjoyed this video, and I don't see why you would, because I'm definitely at one of my worst today, but Outpath is an incredibly, incredibly fun game. It's sort of like an exploration game. It's a clicker game too as well, though you can actually set it to automatic. You're stranded on a small island. You have to do all of the resources. You have to grab a whole bunch of stuff. You get to, eat animals, kill animals. You get to mine. You get to do all of the stuff. You're building your own territory as you're going on. You're building your own islands and everything else. I've done about 3 videos of this. I've already put the first one up. I'll be putting up the other 2 soon. And I have to say, it's an absolute riot. It is a fantastic game. I am really, really enjoying playing it. It's rapidly become one of my favorite games. I had to choose between this one and another game called My Little Universe, and I may buy My Little Universe down the road, but at the moment, I've got Outpath, and it looks as if it's got an incredibly large amount of depth to it. There's tons and tons of stuff to do. It doesn't look like much when you look at it, but it's a good game, and the 3 episodes that I've recorded is about an hour and a half worth of playtime. It's just been an absolute gas. It's just been fantastic. So check out those videos. They've just I'm just starting to put them up now. So hopefully, if you see this, hopefully you will give me another chance and watch my Outpath videos or watch the previous videos that I've done on the Crust and a couple of my other ones too as well. I mean, why not, right? No, I'm not begging. No, no, no. I don't care if I only have 20 people watch my videos. You know, it really doesn't hurt me. Okay. Oh, I was swearing to myself to never ever do that. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. It's too late to delete this video because I really hate doing that. Okay, never mind. In the meanwhile, hey, my name is Shiva. If you're into pinball, you might want to stick around my channel anyway because I'll probably be picking up on Pinbuilder and on Pinball Panic. And I may want to return back to the future pinball community and do another game. You never know. But in the meanwhile, I'm just playing video games right now. I'm taking a break. But I will also be doing other games too as well. I don't have a lot of games in my library, but I do have some good ones. I've got Dyson Sphere, as I said before. I do have No Man's Sky, which I've never really been too successful at, but you never know. And as well, I have games like Stardew Valley and Timberborn. Stardew Valley, by the way, is going to have a major update very, very soon, as if you didn't already know that. So, yeah, I might be having a good look at that one. But in the meanwhile, my name is Shiva. I hope you've had a fantastic day. Mine has been actually pretty good, other than the fact that I had problems with getting this thing actually to stream at the time that I said it was going to stream. And I'm a little bit under the weather today, and it's kind of affected me. But, you know, the rest of the day, pretty damn good. So I hope you have a great tomorrow, and I hope to see you in a future video. So, time to sign off and say bye now.